The Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading presents This Book is Cool! With your host, Beth Duda. Coming up, Miss Beth will have a special arts activity, words to put in your word bank, and a special interview with a person who thinks the book you are reading is cool.
Hello friends, welcome to This Book is Cool. My name is Beth Duda. I'm the director of the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading. Today we're going to talk about a very cool book. It's called A Drop Around the World. And to help me talk about why we think this book is so cool, I have a special guest with me today. Today we have Andrew Spector with us. He's a fellow with the Patterson Foundation. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Beth.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. I'm so glad you're here today to talk about this very cool book.
Yes.
Can you tell us one of the things you think makes this book so cool?
I love how much this book rhymes. Every line rhymes, and it just kept me engaged throughout the entire time that I was reading it.
And I was really surprised because the book is a science book. It really teaches us an awful lot about the water cycle. So usually those kind of books seem maybe like a textbook, but this book gave us science facts, but rhymed them all. It was amazing. So another thing that I really enjoyed about this book is that it talked about the water cycle, how water can take different forms, water vapor, water drops, streams, rivers, but it took all of those things and put it all over the world. Were there particular places that the book visited that you found fascinating?
Yeah, well, I remember I think it started off in Spain, and then all the way at the end it was on a farm with a cow, and it was so amazing to see how this little droplet of water in different forms could travel all the way around the world.
I enjoyed the rhyming as well. So, Andrew, let's give our viewers an example of the language in the book.
Yeah, here's one of my favorites. The journey leads to southern Spain. Drop has grown, it's time to rain. It falls on the cape of a matador, who fights a charging bull once more. But luckily, when red is waved, Drop is shaken off and saved. It quickly sizzles in the heat, evaporating in retreat.
I love that. So we learned that the drop in the heat evaporates and turns back into water vapor. It's amazing to think about. And another thing that I really enjoyed about the book, and I found myself taking a lot of time finding it, is that every page in the book has that teeny tiny little water drop. And you have to kind of look all the way. It was like, where's Waldo? Trying to find that little water drop.
Yeah, I love that part of it. Some of them were easier than others, some of them more challenging, but it made me so engaged throughout that the book is just so cool.
I think it is too. Now, as we said, it's a little bit of a science book, and there were a lot of terms in the book that I had to go way back in my memory to understand what those terms were, but they did a really clever thing at the end of the book to help you. Did you use the glossary at all?
I did use the glossary throughout the book, and then at the end of the book I was able to look back at the glossary and see what each of those terms that they used were, and that was super helpful for me in understanding the book and learning the terms.
So interesting the way water changes forms, and I don't know that I realized until I read this book about rainbows. And did you know that rainbows were water vapor?
No.
I didn't either.
No. I didn't realize that water could bend light and create a rainbow. Fascinating.
It really was. And I find now that when I'm looking for rainbows after reading this book, it actually makes a little more sense because I know that rainbows usually come after it rains, but I don't think I ever knew why. And now I know because the air is full of water vapor. The sun bends the water vapor, and that's what makes that iris, which I now know the word iris, and makes beautiful rainbows. So I love that not only can I enjoy the rainbow for its beauty, but now I can enjoy it for the scientific terms that I know that are associated with it.
Absolutely.
So this raindrop travels all over the world. It goes to Spain, it goes to Switzerland, it's in oceans. Is traveling something you enjoy?
I love traveling, yeah. I've been to a number of countries around the world and almost every state in the United States, and it's one of my favorite things to do because you get to learn all sorts of things about different people around the world and have all sorts of new experiences.
So now you've piqued my interest.
Okay.
You've said you've been to almost every state,
Okay.
which is very exciting. Do you have plans to go to every state?
Of course, yeah.
Wow.
I think I have 7 left, and so I don't have specific trips planned, but I'm gonna make it happen sometime soon.
Well, not only does this book give us a great adventure of seeing this drop of water travel all over the world, it's also given us some terrific words for our word bank. The first word in our word bank today is the word reservoir. Reservoir means a man-made lake that's been built to store water. The next word in our word bank is the word spigot. Spigot. That is a faucet, a device used to turn on water. The next word in our word bank is the word trough. Trough. It's a long, shallow container to feed or water animals. The next word in our word bank is the word bazaar. Bazaar. That's a marketplace consisting of lots of small booths that sell things to the public. And our final word in our word bank today is the word rainforest. Rainforest. That's a tropical woodland with an annual rainfall of at least 100 inches. Wow, that's a lot, 100 inches of water. Today, for our activity, we're going to do a science project.
Woo! Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to try to turn water into water vapor and have it attach itself to cling wrap, making condensation. I think we can do it.
Okay.
So we need cling wrap, a small cup, a large bowl, and some water.
Yes,
Okay,
water.
so here we go. We're going to take our small cup and we're going to put it down in the center of our bowl. But we're not going to put water in the cup. We're going to put water around the cup. So Andrew, if you would put in maybe 2 inches of water around the cup.
Okay, here we go. Pouring water, 2 inches.
That's good. Okay, perfect. Now, this is the tricky part, getting the cling wrap on it. But what we want to do is we want to carefully wrap up the bowl so that none of the water vapor can escape. So we're going to put one this way and wrap it kind of tightly.
I'll help you out over here.
Right?
This is the hardest part.
It is. And then we're going to do another one the other way just to make sure we've got a good tight seal.
Wow, you did a great job of that, Beth.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. Okay, so we're going to put that like that. Beautiful. Okay, so now we have this all set up to capture condensation. We're going to take this bowl now out into the sun for maybe 1 or 2 hours, maybe even a little bit longer. What we want to have happen is the water around the cup is going to get hot, and it will go from water, liquid, to vapor. And as the water vapor rises, it's going to encounter our cling wrap. So it's not going to be able to come out of the bowl. It instead is going to be stuck to the inside, forming little water droplets. So if a lot of water vapor comes up and it makes a drop and it gets heavy enough, it will fall back down into the bowl, which makes it kind of like rain. That's the rain cycle, right? Water evaporates, goes up into the atmosphere, it gets heavy enough that it falls back down to the earth as rain.
When you do this science experiment and you can see water clinging to your cling wrap, take a picture of it and send it to us. You can send it to connect@grade-level-reading-suncoast.net. Andrew, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Beth. How do you know all this? Are you a scientist?
Well, I'm a reader, and I read this book. We both read the book, and it gave us this great idea. And I think as long as you're curious and you're willing to do experiments, all of us can be scientists. All right, everybody, bye for now.
Ooh, the water's hot.